So this is a huge box that came from Japan, and this is kind of just like a little idea of what you get when you order a box from Zen Market and have extra padding. They put these kind of supports on the edges here. It's kind of ridiculous to trying to get open, but we're gonna see inside here what I bought my scaler for. Oh boy, what could possibly be inside this box? It is a complete surprise to me too. No, not really. Obviously because I bought it. Bubble wrap. Yeah, bubble wrap. I got a... What is that? I don't even know what that is, actually. Oh, that's just another video adapter. Okay. So I got a couple circuit boards, because this computer I got only has less than 640K of memory, so I tried a couple different ways of trying to get it to 640. We got a keyboard, linear, so it's supposed to be mechanical. Let's pull it open. Oh yeah, that's nice. All right, so that's a 9801U keyboard here. It's got linear mechanical switches, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, well, if that doesn't give you a hint, I don't know what else to tell you. But I got another PC-98. It's about 7 years older than the model I already have. The reason I got this, though, let me put this on the ground so I can get the computer out of here. Okay, so my bad excuse for buying this, besides the fact that I just wanted an older computer too, is that older games like older CPUs, and this one has an older CPU for older games. So this is a that's a PC-9801UV2, which was released in '86, I think, and it's a smaller version of what is it called? Oh, there's a speed switch. So what it is basically a smaller form factor version of the 9801 VM, which is let's see here. That would be the first model that supports the graphics modes that you're usually used for video games. So I'm not really too interested in anything before one of these. The VM requires an external board to bring the graphics memory up to double it basically to get to 16 colors at 640 by 400. However, this one has it built in. As you can see by this packaging here, I think this is one of the first PC-9801s that they were trying to market towards getting into your home, especially considering it has onboard audio as well. So we got well, that's also the first machine I think to have 3.5 inch floppy disks. All these drives are a little bit bigger physically than regular 3.5 inch disks. We got the keyboard connector on the front. We got a nice door with a little latch deal to hide all our dip switches for actually setting the BIOS. This one does not have software switches. It's got a volume knob right there. And you got the reset button and an 8 and 10 switch. So this computer uses a V30 or an NEC V30 processor, and runs from 8 to 10 megahertz. So you can switch it down to 8 megahertz. Although there are some games for the older models that require slower CPUs, but I guess I'm not really too interested in those as of now. So we got some grills on the side here. I think one of those hides a speaker behind it. Oh, it seems pretty beefy for its size. We got the power supply right here. What the fuck? Oh, okay, never mind. That's where the joysticks usually go. I don't know why that's not populated, but I do have a sound. I was gonna say, what the heck, where did the sound card go? Okay, so I do have that. We got the monitor, digital RGB and black and white out here for specific monitors. I'm not sure exactly what. We got a floppy disk port here for adding external drives, and an old style bus mouse. So yeah, let's tear this thing apart and see what's inside of it. So this is what the guts look like on a 9801 UV. So the card we got in there right now, or this one here, that's a Scuzzy card of some sort. Let me take that out real quick. Fuck, that's not good. I don't want to drop that anyhow. That screw will come back sometime. This Scuzzy card looks a lot shinier than everything else. Maybe that's a newer. Oh my god, there's an EMS board in here. Okay, I guess I didn't need to buy that board. Look at this shit. He's got some EMS installed. They also, so the UV 9801 UV here. It let's get this out of here. Oh yeah, they got that EMS board. So these two right here, those two little boards are the proprietary memory expansion for this model here. I didn't think it had this because this model usually comes with 384K, not 640K, but it appears this was upgraded and the seller didn't know it. How the hell do I get that out? Ow. Gotta use my finger as a lever. So yeah, I got the EMJ 4000S EMS board. Probably all configured up and stuff. Let me see here. So I think the 4000 is 4 megabytes. So let me get this one out. This is another one that I bought. These boards right here look like later additions to the computer. They're a lot cleaner than the rest. So there is one thing I do have to worry about with this computer, and it's not the capacitors, although I'm wondering if these tantalum caps are prone to blowing up just as much as IBM PCs of the same age. But here's this is the one I bought. This is a 2 megabyte one. The reason I bought the 2 megabyte one, I didn't really care about the EMS memory specifically. I just wanted to get it up to 640K, but now I have a spare board for that. And this one, I think this one's the 9801-2 board. This is an NEC expansion board. I bought this one thinking with its 256K of memory built into here, and it, got full up here, it would work on this computer. However, after I bought it, I learned that these boards have issues working correctly on anything faster than 8 megahertz. So it could work with the CPU switched down to 8 megahertz, but that's kind of a bummer. So I just got that now for shits and giggles. And the last one here is like a paged memory board. There's so much bubble wrap. Last time I got a bunch of Japanese newspapers. That was kind of interesting. So yeah, this one right here is a BM1000. I think it's also made by Buffalo, or what are they called? Melpool? Or some shit. Yeah, something like that. So what this one does is that it'll fill your last 256 or 128K or whatever of memory. And then what it'll do is that it will swap the banks at the very end of your memory to expand your memory. It's got a very specific use case, which, I don't need it. I was thinking this would be the board I'd be using because it would just fill up the last bit of memory, and if I don't have the drivers, it wouldn't bank switch, but I guess I don't need that anymore. So yeah, here we go. Here's the computer. Now, it does use a little itty bitty power supply. So here's the power supply. We got the sound board. I don't know if I can take that out right now, but it is a separate board that was pre-installed on all these machines. It's only got a line out. It doesn't have any joystick ports, which, whatever. I mean, there's solder points if I wanted to add one, but I'm not going to do that. I think these might be like BIOS ROMs here. All marked 86. So cool. That's copyright though. The CPU board. Where's that barrel battery at? Oh, you got the fan here, you got the power switch on the side. So the question is, how do I take this off? And there's the floppy disk drives. I do not think that a, what's it called? I don't think a Go Type will work in here. It requires what's the term for it? Something about a VFO or something like that. Variable frequency oscillator that those do not have, that these computers will require. So this one does have wires going to the motherboard. It doesn't automatically just kind of pop in there. Let's disconnect the power switch. That is keyed, so I don't need to worry about that. Loosen a couple of these screws and it should lift right out. Nope, no battery there. So my goal right now is just to get underneath the CPU board, because I think that's where the battery lies. So yeah, these are memory expansions right there. So I do have 640K. Neato, this has been upgraded. There's our lights. That fan gets right in the way, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, that's not going anywhere. We got actual metal nuts on the end of that for holding the fan down, so you're not going to break the plastic very easily, which is nice. It's a nice touch. Built very well. Those are rubber grommets there for reducing vibration. That's a good bearing. 12-volt fan, so it's not running off of AC. You don't have very much, there's no corrosion, no rust or anything. It's just all a bit dirty. Power switch is riveted on there, I can't remove that. Now it appears I could probably take the CPU board out if I just remove 2 screws that the case does provide cutouts for. See, get my screwdriver in there because of that. Let's see if I can pull this off like that. There's our GDC, I think that's what that one is there. No battery there. But yeah, we do have memory in the memory expansions. I think the memory that's built in is right under that. We got this right here. I think that's the NEC V30. Yep, V30 CPU. I think that's a spot for a coprocessor like an 8087. Or whatever NEC used for a coprocessor. Oh, where'd it go? Where's that battery? There should be a battery in there. It's a little bit suspenseful trying to find that thing, because I know there's probably going to be some corrosion there. However, the nice thing about this is that when I bought it, the seller actually demonstrated that it was working. So it shouldn't be destroyed. Maybe this one does not have a real-time clock. No, I mean, it probably has a real-time clock, but not like a battery one or something. Maybe it'll ask you for the time every time you start DOS or something. I don't know. I wonder if I'll need to take that power supply apart at some point. Oh yeah, so, oh boy, that don't want to come out. I'm not going to take that out. So that's the soundboard. That's 26K compatible. So that's like the earlier soundboard for PC-98s. Alright, so that does come out pretty easily, it seems. I just got to take the C-bus slide off here. Unfortunately, the C-bus slide here is made of plastic, although it doesn't seem like yeah, you might be pushing directly on it when you're ejecting cards. So that's something to keep an eye out for and be gentle with when you're removing cards from it. Aha! There you are. It's a good old Varda battery. Luckily, it does not seem to have corroded or leaked at all. Where's my flashlight at? Well, there is a bit of corrosion on that side. But it does not appear to have gotten to the motherboard. So you know what we're going to do about that. If you have any idea with old computers, as soon as you see those, you must remove them immediately. Otherwise they have the potential to destroy your motherboard. And I just have the tool set. Let's get in there. Oh shoot. Let's just wiggle it. It's losing resistance slowly. Aha. Shit, that thing's all bent up. Oh boy. There we go. So, very minimal corrosion for these things. And there's no corrosion on the board, that's good. So, we're safe. So besides that, I think I'm ready to put it back together and give it a shot. Although I'm pretty sure it'll work because the seller showed it working. But I do see some electrolytics in the floppy disk drive, so that's something I might need to take a look at a future date. Let's see, slide this back in. So no more explodey Varda battery, that's good. So now I got it back together again, and of course this thing really does need a deeper cleaning than what I can provide it right now. It's almost time to go to work, but I can give it a little quick start. The seller did note that one of these floppy disks, I think there's the second one here, number 2. There's there's numbers right there. That's number 2, or no, this is number 2, that's number 1. But one of them doesn't like ejecting or taking disks or something like that. You gotta push it in. Yeah, that one right there. However, I did see that he did run a game on it, on the one that he specified was bad. Also, I think this one does not count as memory on screen. It does not make the peepo noise like the other ones do. So this might be a little bit different. Let's give it a shot. There's the switch on the side. There goes the fan. Is it working? Or did I murder it? Not sure if it throws a fit if it doesn't have a real-time clock battery. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's loading basic. It is working. Had me worried there for a minute. So that's kind of irritating. There's no real response to whether your shit's working or not. Alright, so let's pop into the load runner. Give it a reset. It takes its sweet time loading up. I tell you what, it's like an old IBM 5150 or 5160 counting 640K of RAM. Well, it's basically what it is. It's a V30, but it runs at 10 megahertz. Yeah, you got it set to 10. Uh-oh. Okay. So it knows there's a disk in there now. Oh. Yeah, these things are a bit particular about how they want their floppy disks inserted. There we go. Nope. Is it clicking at me? Is it not very happy with that? Imagine that's not a very happy noise. Stick it into number 2. There we go. Number 2's working. Noisy bastard. See if the sound works. I'm not hearing any sound. let's plug it into these speakers. So it does not appear that I'm getting any audio from this thing. The seller did state that the audio worked, so fuck, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. It appears that drive is not very happy. Let's see here, it's popping this. I'm not sure if these are wired up the right way or not, the floppy disk drives. Oh, there's some sound. Yeah, that sounds good. So this is a 26K board, not an 86 board. Good God, that's loud. Internal speaker gets really fucking loud. But yeah, so this is a 26K board, so that's 3 FM channels and 3 PSG channels instead of 6 FM channels. Also, I'm not sure if it supports the percussion sounds. So I got that. Clearly, I think this other floppy disk drive is gonna need some work. So I don't know if it's going to want the user disk. Yep, it's going to want the user disk. And of course, the drive one is being kind of feisty. So, yep, it's going to be a little bit feisty. However, that's all I have time for right now. It's time to go to work.